Hello people, welcome to another video of the channel. So this is MEG1, which consists of British poetry. Here we are going to discuss a poetry that was written by John Donne, a very beautiful metaphysical poem named A Valediction. So Valediction is a poem. The full name of this poem is Valediction, a forbidding morning. So here we start the poem. Before starting, I would like to give you a brief introduction about John Donne. John Donne was a very popular and well-known metaphysical poet. So he was one of those poets who made a great remark in the history of metaphysics. Now, talking about metaphysical poetry, these poetries were kind of intellectuals. They were concerned with philosophy, law, and science. Some concepts and paradoxes were incorporated in those particular poems in terms of poetic devices. The usage of poetic devices are really great, and they deserve a great load of appreciation. What are conceits? You can see here, those are extended metaphors that link objects or ideas that are not commonly associated. So this was a very popular line like wine and blood that I will tell sometime later. We can also see the usage of paradoxes. Paradoxes are nothing but images or descriptions that appears self-contradictory, that means just opposite, but reveal a deeper truth. So you can see a very complete note here that you can use it for your exam purpose. We all know that exams are knocking out our door, and let us start our poem and we will discuss it line by line. So as we can see here, as virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go, whilst some of their sad friends to say, the breath goes now, and some say no. What does this mean? This does mean that the lover and the beloved are parting. This poem is dedicated to the beloved of Sir John Donne, or we can say the poet lover. So they are actually parting, and now the author is saying in the second stanza that let us melt and make no noise. Means the author is trying to say that let us make no noise, let us make no pretense, let us be open to this, that we are parting, and just let us part. And as we are parting, we do not need any kind of telecasting, we do not need any kind of a broadcasting or announcement to make people know that we are finally parting. Here the term laity means ordinary people. You can note it down. The third stanza typically explains that moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Man reckon what it did and meant, but trepidation of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. So trepidation here refers to some kind of solar system that John Donne here typically refers. We have already earlier talked about the conceits. These are the usage of conceits. You can just note it down. So he is trying to say that not an earthquake, but the celestial figures are what means actually to us. So in the solar system, all the solar figures, all the asteroids, all the heavenly figures, those are away, but those are kind of innocent. In the fourth stanza, John Donne actually says that he has actually criticized the physical love. He has actually said that dull sublunary lovers. So those people who believe in physical love, John Donne has called them sublunary lovers. So though they are called kind of dull, they are called kind of stupid. And whose soul is sense cannot admit absence because of truth remove those things which elemented it. So they are saying that those lovers who patronizes that physical love is not actually worthy to be called the lovers. The next para, we can see that here Jordan is saying that here an inner connection and no body altering has been taken over. An inner connection between the lover and the beloved has been made, and no body altering means the inner assuredness of the mind has been portrayed here. The next para typically says that here John Donne actually glorifies the parting of two lovers. He says that a gold thread can be just pulled and turned it into a gold thread. So a gold piece, a gold cube can be just pulled at a large, and it can be converted to it can be converted to a thin, airy string. Just like this, that turning a gold ball into a thread is what the last line means. So here he actually glorifies the parting of the lover and the beloved. The next paragraph typically says that here he gives an image of a compass. A compass, in a compass, what happens is that there is a static hand of a compass, and the other hand does its job depending on that static compass. So he says that lover and beloved are like the same. One stand as a constant foot or the constant hand of a compass, and the another partner or the beloved does her job or actually glorifies all those things depending on that static compass. In the last two paras, which are just worth mentioning, we can say that here John Donne also says that the compass does its job to make a circle. So when the other hand of compass, which were drawing the circle, just comes in, and while coming in, the other hand of the compass becomes erect. It becomes passionate. It becomes, you can say, excited to see the other hand coming towards it. The lovers should be like that, and they should also be the same. So I hope I have clarified the summary of that particular poem. So this was a quick revise. I hope you guys have liked it. My paid batch of IGNOU MEG is going on right now. So if you want to enroll, you can just put a message in the Facebook page. Other than that, you can also like and subscribe the channel. So see you in the next video.